They told you you're just a man, a body, a name on a birth certificate. But what if that's the biggest lie you've ever believed? What if you've spent your whole life upgrading a character in a game you're not even supposed to identify with? Sounds crazy, right? That's because it is. And yet here you are, paying taxes, chasing success, reacting to every trigger, thinking it's all real. But deep down, something's always felt off. Like you're playing a role in a movie and you forgot it was a script. What if the pain you carry isn't because of your life, but because you forgot who's actually living it? You're not human. You never were. Your awareness, watching a temporary costume act like it's permanent. And once you realize this, nothing's ever the same again. No more begging reality to treat you better. No more fighting battles that aren't yours. You stop reacting and start remembering. The fastest way to awaken isn't by fixing your life. It's by waking up from it. And what you'll discover next changes everything. 1. The human costume you forgot you're wearing. Every morning he wakes up, puts on the same name, the same memories and the same worries like someone slipping into a work uniform. He walks around convinced he's just this guy, this body, this job, this past, but that's not who he is. That's just the costume, the real one underneath. It's silent, untouched, and watching everything play out like a movie. Imagine an actor so deep into his role that he forgets he's on stage. That's most people. They go from cradle to grave, never realizing they were playing a part in a cosmic play. The human character they've been rehearsing all their life isn't the main character, it's just a mask. The real awareness has no name, no limits, and definitely no birth certificate. But man, that costume looks real. He argues, stresses, competes, and tries to prove his worth, forgetting that all of it is happening inside a dream space. The role seems serious until he pauses. In silence, even for a second, there's a crack in the illusion. That's where divine truth starts to peek in, like sunlight through a curtain, but only if he dares to stop identifying with the actor. The moment he starts questioning the role, everything begins to shake. It's uncomfortable, sure, but that's the crack in the matrix. That's where human consciousness starts to remember something deeper, something eternal. And just when he starts realizing he's not the costume, here comes the punchline. Someone convinced him he was. Want to know who? 2. You were conditioned to believe you're just a body. From day one, he was told what to be. You're a boy. You're Brazilian. You'll grow up, get a job, and one day retire. Labels on top of labels, like stickers slapped onto a blank box. But none of those labels are the box itself. They're just part of the packaging, designed by society to keep him thinking small and limited. School rewarded obedience, not awareness. Family repeated beliefs they inherited, never questioning if they were true. And culture? Well, it turned God into a distant figure and human consciousness into a machine to be controlled. Nobody ever pulled him aside and said, "Hey, you're not your job title. You're not your emotions. You're the one watching all of it." He sees himself in the mirror and thinks, "That's me." But it's not. That's just the flesh vehicle running on automatic programming. Want a practical test? Ask yourself, if your body changed, your name changed, and your job vanished, would you still be? The answer lives in the awareness behind the question. That's where divine truth hangs out, just waiting to be remembered. Funny thing is, they never meant to lie. Everyone around him believed the same thing. They were all just passing down the same identity script, like a family recipe nobody questions. And now, here he is breaking the chain, not by adding more labels, but by taking them off. And once that happens, a new question starts to bubble up. Who wrote this program in the first place? 3. The body-mind identity is a program. He thinks his thoughts are original, his emotions are personal, and his reactions are justified. But they're not. Most of it is just old programming, stuff downloaded from childhood TV, trauma, and repetition. Like a computer running outdated software, he doesn't even realize most of his decisions were pre-coded responses. Ever catch yourself reacting before you even have time to think? That's not awareness, that's the program. He gets angry, jealous, afraid, and then wonders why he feels so out of control. It's because he's not driving the car, the autopilot is. And that autopilot isn't spiritual, it's mechanical. It has zero interest in divine truth or human consciousness. Here's the kicker: he can update the software, but not by trying to fix it. First, he has to see it. One way to do this? Journaling reactions, writing down the emotion, the trigger, and the automatic thought that came with it. Patterns start to show, repeating loops become obvious. That's when awareness steps in and says, aha, that wasn't me, that was the script. And once that realization hits, the game changes. He stops blaming others. He stops trying to control the outside world. Instead, he gets curious about what's running inside. It's not about changing the program, it's about remembering he's not the program. Because the one who's watching all of this unfold, that one was never programmed to begin with. 4. You are the consciousness experiencing the human. There's a moment, usually quiet, often unexpected, when he realizes he's not inside the body. He's around it, behind it, watching it like someone watching a dream. That watcher, that's him, not the personality, not the mind, not the name printed on his ID. That's pure awareness, untouched by anything happening in the world. He doesn't age, he doesn't fear, he doesn't chase. The one observing all this human stuff, this chaos, this rush, this need to prove, is calm, still, eternal. It's like God left a spark of divine truth inside every man, and most forgot to check for it. But when he remembers, even for a second, it's like he's home without leaving the room. Think about it like a VR game. The human body is the headset. The mind is the interface. But the one holding the controller, that's him. The awareness that existed before the game even started. And the second he starts observing without reacting, boom, he's out of the game even while still playing it. That's where real power lives. The problem is, the mind hates this idea. It wants to be the main character. It screams, "But what about me?" That's the ego panicking, because if he's just the observer, then the ego's out of a job. But hey, maybe that's exactly what needs to happen, because when he stops believing the mind, he starts hearing something deeper, something the separate self never wants him to find. 5. The myth of the separate self. He's been taught to say me and mine like a reflex. My house, my thoughts, my problems. But when he really looks, who is this me? What if it's just a bundle of habits, stories, and borrowed identities stuck together with emotional glue? The illusion of separation runs deep, so deep, it's taken for truth. He thinks he's over here, and the world is out there. But zoom out a bit. The air he breathes, shared. The energy in his body, recycled. Even the thoughts passing through his mind aren't original. They're echoes of collective human consciousness. He's not separate from the world. He's woven into it. He is it. Ever felt deeply connected to someone in total silence? That's the crack. The moment when the illusion of you versus me fades. It's not just poetic. It's physics. It's biology. It's divine truth whispering, "There's only one of us here." The same awareness that looks out of his eyes is looking out of everyone else's too, just wearing different faces. And yet, the separate self clings to its little story. I'm different. I'm special. I'm broken. But it's all noise from a character he forgot he was playing. He was never supposed to fix that character. He was supposed to wake up from it. And when that happens, the dream starts to shift. Because the dreamer is beginning to stir. 6. You are the dreamer, not the dream. Life isn't happening to him, it's happening through him. That job loss, that argument, that sudden burst of joy, it's all part of a dream movie his awareness is watching. The difference is, he thinks he's the actor on the screen, forgetting he's also the one in the audience. And just like in a lucid dream, the moment he realizes he's dreaming, everything becomes flexible. He's not the bank account, not the divorce, not the diagnosis. Those are dream events. Painful? Maybe. But real? Only in the dream. The real him is untouched by it all. It's the awareness that sees everything but isn't caught in anything. Like God dreaming through human consciousness, the dream shifts the moment the dreamer remembers he's dreaming. Ever tried lucid dreaming? The trick is becoming aware inside the dream. Life works the same way. He can ask, "Is this real?" in any moment, and the answer might surprise him. When something triggers him, instead of reacting, he can pause and ask, "Who's feeling this?" That's how the dream starts to unravel. That's how he takes the power back. And now, he's not just floating through experience, he's sculpting it, not from force, but from awareness. Because the moment the dreamer wakes up inside the dream, the script changes. And here's the wild part. Maybe, just maybe, he was never meant to fix the dream. Maybe he was meant to wake up from it entirely. 7. The liberation of remembering. You're not human. He's spent years trying to fix the character, reading books, meditating, dieting, hustling, always trying to become a better human. But what if that was never the goal? What if the real freedom begins the moment he stops identifying with the character altogether? The greatest spiritual trap is self-improvement when it's built on the wrong self. Trying to upgrade the ego is like polishing a dream car in a video game. It might look better, but it still isn't real. The real liberation doesn't come from achieving more, it comes from detaching. When he stops needing the approval, the money, or even the healing, something crazy happens. His awareness expands. And divine truth. It starts speaking through the silence. He doesn't need to fix the mind. He needs to stop believing everything it says. One practical way: sit still and watch the thoughts without judging them. That's it. No fixing, no fighting, just observing. He'll notice how quickly the human script tries to pull him back in. But that's where the real work starts. And the work isn't about doing, it's about undoing. And the beauty is, when he remembers he's not the human, life becomes play again. Not a struggle, not a performance, just presence. He walks lighter, talks slower, listens deeper. Not because he trained himself, but because he's no longer trapped in the identity of who he thought he had to be. And when he moves like that, something strange happens. The world starts responding differently, almost like it knows he remembered. 8. Being in the world, but not of it. He still goes to work, still pays bills, still gets stuck in traffic and forgets where he left his keys. But now something's different. He's there, but he's not lost. Like a dreamer who knows he's dreaming, he moves through the world with a kind of silent power. He's not pretending anymore. He sees the illusion, but plays the game with awareness. He doesn't resist the world, and he doesn't escape it either. He walks through it like a mage, calm in chaos, grounded in truth. He can listen to someone's drama without getting pulled in. He can be challenged without losing his center. Why? Because human consciousness has remembered its source, and that source doesn't flinch. Let's say someone tries to push his buttons. Before he'd react. Now he pauses, smiles, responds if needed, but from awareness, not from ego. That's the power of not being of the world. He's not avoiding reality. He's just no longer hypnotized by it. The difference? Everything. That's how divine truth moves. It shows up in silence, not in noise. So what does life look like now? Same streets, same routine, but a completely different experience. He's not trying to escape the dream anymore. He's awake inside it, and with that shift, a new kind of question starts to form. Not from the mind, but from the soul. A question only the real identity can ask. If you want to elevate your vibrations and manifest with more ease, I have prepared something special for you. Click the link in the first pinned comment and join us in the journey of awakening your inner mage.